Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening. I wanted to touch on this tiny, insignificant subject about the chemtrails in the sky. And despite the fact that so many people study etymology and are very familiar with what chemicals are, alchemy, and who the chemets are, what do you suppose chem trails would be? Would they not come from the chemets or the Khem? I mean, you would say it's chemicals, but what is that? Doesn't it come from dark realms or black magic? Weren't the chems the dark magicians or the black magicians? So when we start to digest the process of what is black magic, what is chemicals in the sky, and what is maybe even the 5G network or the 6G or the 10G or whatever realm you're in. Everybody's like, "Oh no, the next." Everybody's like, 5G is the worst, 6G is the worst. Like, do you remember back in 2000 when you thought the world was going to end because the computers wouldn't work anymore? Sure, back in 1980 when they said the gas prices are going to be so high, there's not going to be enough gas to fuel the cars. And it's so ridiculous. So, these black magicians, are they as bad as you think they are? And I only say that from the sense of what do you think Chem is? Like, where did Chem come from? The Cometians? What were they dealing with? And if you really want a little deeper into this, as I'll just spend a few more moments here, the beaches in the most prolific of energetic places, the beaches are made of quartz crystal. So there's a few spots in Florida because Florida. I mean, if you get into who the natives were of the Americas and where Egypt might have been before it was where you think it is, the the crystal lattice, the crystal structure, the crystal grid of the earth, the pyramids that were made that might have been broken down. There might have been some in America. I mean, there are star forts here in many places, especially Florida, right? The star forts are a sound vibration that created a structure that was made out of, well, could have been crystals, could have been the same thing that your body is made out of. Your mind, your skeleton, isn't it a crystal? Liquid crystal? What is that? It's the bones of your body, a liquid crystal. So how do you densify that? It becomes, how do you think crystals are made? If you were to go spelunking, if you were to go into a cave, if you were to see, there's two types of crystals. Some that come off of the ceiling within a cave, and some that start at the floor and grow in the opposite direction. So there's two types of. Well, I mean, those are crystal. They produce crystal lattices. Let's not go too far with this one. We'll make this like 5 minutes maybe. So the point is, the idea here is these structures that are built or were built by nature. Where do they go? Do you have to? If you find a diamond in the ground, it's there's more diamonds on the earth than just about anything else. It's pretty much everywhere. But then people pay $10,000 for a tiny little 5 carat diamond, because diamond means to split the mind. So what they're doing is they have to refract or carve the diamond into from some it's just like a rock. It's just they have to carve it into something. But a crystal, and you can get it for next to nothing. You can get it for like a couple dollars. You can find the quartz crystal in your watch, but it was produced that way by nature, and the only thing that produced that was sound. So back to the beaches. There's some beaches you can walk on where the sand is really hot. Like if you walk over the sand in certain places, your feet will be very warm. It could be 80 degrees, but it's too hot for your feet. But you can go to some places where it's 120 degrees outside. But these white sand beaches, these different because of what it's made of, and your feet, it won't be it will transmute and change energy. Where did that come from? Why are the beaches different? Was it the salt out of the sea that's different? I mean, maybe, but stand on a few different beaches, you'll see it right away. The texture of it, why would it be so different? It might be because um, I'll just say this: it might be from different trees that grew in those different areas that were cut down and turned into you might call it sawdust, but becomes the what do they call it these days? Well, I mean, if you go over to the west coast of the Americas, you'll find Silicon Valley or Silicon Valley. Well, everybody there is silicone and plastic and giant redwoods, and you've got a few things going on there. The beaches there, I wonder, are they warm upon the bottom of your feet? And what about the East Coast? What about the Gulf of Mexico? They have very much different sands. We could play a game with Sands of Time, but we won't do that right now. Have a beautiful evening. This is just a little curious venture into a couple of thoughts that I had. I'll re-listen to this and see if we can't expound and expand upon this. Expound? Is that the right word? I'll have to look that up later. You guys do cool things. Pet an alligator if you can, and don't lick any frogs' buttholes. That's no good unless you live in the correct climates. Don't do that if you live in the East Coast. That's not it's not the way. It's not the way to do it up there. Just right now, what is it? It's May. It's got to be like 65, 70 up there. You know what? Just go ahead and go south, guys. It's the sun is where it's at. You need a little bit of sunshine in your life. So for all my northeastern region folk, make your way to the sunshine. It's much more comfortable here. Cheers, y'all. Talk to you later.